Welcome to the Property Elite podcast. I'll be your host, Jen Lehman, chartered surveyor and co-founder of Property Elite. Stay tuned each week for more on industry hot topics, market updates and new RICS guidance.
Advice from the chair, the appeals process. So, you received the dreaded notification that you have been unsuccessful and have been referred following your APC interview. The first piece of advice is to allocate some time to wallow and shout. These are powerful emotions which you need to express in order for you to move on constructively. If you do not allow yourself to express these emotions, it can result in stress-related health problems. Speaking as a chair and assessor, the referral report is a horrible document to write, let alone for you to read. Try not to take it personally. It's about competence as defined by RICS, not about how good you are at your job or how worthwhile you are as a person. Do not obsess over small detail like an assessor's typo, but work in understanding the content and holistic message. Having read the report and you still feel that the panel did not fully understand your answers or give you time to develop your answer, discuss the report with your counsellor and supervisor, and if they agree you have grounds for appeal, you have a period of 21 consecutive days in which to appeal. This is taken from the date you receive your referral report, and appeals cannot be accepted if received after this period. So you decide to appeal the decision, and here are some of the grounds on which you can appeal. You cannot appeal simply because you disagree with the assessor's decision about your competence. You can only appeal on the way the panel was conducted. This includes the referral report, but more about that later. So such matters for appeal are: the interview did not last 60 minutes. Remember, the 60 minutes runs from when you start your presentation, not when you are admitted or during the chair's introduction. The interview overran 60 minutes. If you have a declared disability, then the panel can exceed the 60 minutes. You will, however, be advised at the start of the interview. Any loss of signal, both candidate and the assessor asking the questions, will simply stop the clock, which will restart when the signal is re-established. So the time may exceed 60 minutes, but the time of the interview will not. I know a run of 1 to 2 minutes on the interview is unlikely to be a successful ground for appeal. The panel questions you on a competence not in your submission. This they cannot do, as all questions have to be based on your submission. The assessor's guide is quite clear. In the instruction to the assessors, they are told, remember, you can only assess against the candidate's stated experience and claimed competencies. This does not mean to say they can't ask a question based on an example. For example, if this had been found or occurred, how would your advice have differed, if at all? This is legitimate, as it is testing your knowledge based on your examples. They ask you questions far outside your experience of work. The answer here is the same, as the guidance to the assessors is clear. Remember, you can only assess against the candidate's stated experience and claimed competencies. So all you have surveyed is low-rise buildings. They cannot then ask you questions about surveying high-rise buildings. The referral report. Candidates sometimes do not realise that the referral report is part of the process, and a poor one can be grounds for appeal. You are entitled to, am I recording this? The referral report. Candidates sometimes do not realise that the referral report is part of the process, and a poor one can be grounds for appeal. You're entitled to expect a referral report which gives the reasons why you were considered not to be competent. The report should set out any deficiencies in your experience, written documentation and presentation. Most importantly, it must contain clear recommendations to you on how the deficiencies can be remedied. The referral report must relate directly to the competencies and experience that you have demonstrated in your submission, presentation and interview. So a comment against any competence, such as you have failed to show level 3 competence, is not acceptable, as it provides you with no guidance. Really, the referral report should have each question where the panel felt you did not display the right level of competence listed and the reasons why the panel felt you did not demonstrate the level of competence given. For example, when you're asked about the requirements on your client under the management of asbestos regulations, you failed to mentioned the need to keep an asbestos register, although you did mention having a management plan. The referral report does not have to show the competence for which the panel considered you to demonstrate the right level of competence, though many reports do still show this. This is not grounds for appeal. The appeal process. So let's look at the appeal process. Appeals are considered by an RICS appeal panel of chartered surveyors who have no connection with you or your employer and no previous knowledge of your final assessment interview. First thing to understand is that the appeal panel will not question the merits of the assessor's decision. Its job is to look at the way the final assessment was conducted and will allow the appeal only if, on balance of probabilities, there is a fault in the process. It does not reach any conclusion about your competence to practice. It considers only administrative and procedural matters. So what happens? The appeals panel receives copies of your appeal, the original referral report, and the APC's panel's reply to your appeal. This is all they have. Based on these documents, they have to reach a decision. They will look at your appeal and the panel's reply and draw a conclusion on if the appeal is valid. The appeal panel has no powers to admit a candidate to RICS membership. If an appeal is approved, the original final assessment interview is disregarded and you will be given a fresh interview. The process takes approximately 7 weeks from receipt of your appeal, but the rate for successful appeals is only around 1%. Help from Elite. If you are considering appeal, contact us at jen@property-elite.co.uk. We can offer impartial advice on whether the appeal is likely to be valid and successful and can support you through the process. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Property Elite podcast this week. Head to our website to check out our full blog, free and paid support resources and services, free consultation for every single RICS APC and ASOC RICS candidate, and also ask us any questions you have via the website chat blog. See you next week.